Before we dive in, do me a favor. Think about your college major, open the comments right now,
Hey, leave the
and leave
comment
a number.
section.
What age were you when you realized your degree didn't come with a financial guarantee? If you are currently paying off a mountain of student loans, or if you're a parent trying to steer your kid toward a safe career, hit that save button. Because what you are about to hear is the data your high school guidance counselor never had the guts to show you. We are told that a college degree is the great equalizer. But according to the newest 2026 data tracked by Georgetown University, the highest-paying major category in America pays a median of $98,000 a year by the time graduates hit their 40s. The lowest? Just $58,000. That is a $40,000 annual gap for the exact same 4 years of tuition. But here is the cover-up nobody talks about. Two of the major categories most parents actively steer their kids away from because they look unrefined or useless, actually outperform two of the prestigious degrees families spend hundreds of thousands to chase. Today, we aren't talking about passion. We are going through all 10 major categories in America, ranked by what actually happens to your bank account at age 40. By the end of this video, you'll realize that the safe bet you were sold might just be an incredibly expensive trap. The bottom tier, the passion trap versus the debt prison. Number 10, Fine Arts and Studio Arts, median salary at $58,000. Let's start at the absolute bottom of the food chain. Fine Arts. If you stop at a bachelor's degree in studio art, the starting conditions are brutal. But here is the critical distinction the data reveals. The credential does almost nothing in this field. The skill does everything. A graphic designer or UX designer who skipped the elite private institutions, went to a local state school, and graduated with $20,000 in total debt can easily climb well above this category median by leveraging a killer portfolio. But if you fell for the romance of a private art institute and walked across the stage with $160,000 in high-interest student loans, you have entered a financial prison. At $58,000 a year, you may never, for the rest of your working life, recoup the cost of that piece of paper.
Numéro 9. Éducation, médian salarié at 40, $58,000.
Tied at the bottom of the salary ladder is education. Recent graduates enter the workforce at a median of just $46,000. In real terms, this number has barely budged in 2 decades. But education presents a paradox that the spreadsheets can't quantify. In Gallup workplace surveys, education majors consistently report some of the highest job satisfaction scores of any group. They have near-perfect employment stability due to nationwide teacher shortages. The financial return is low, but the non-financial return, purpose, community, summers off, is genuinely high. The tragedy isn't the choice to teach. The tragedy is signing up for 6-figure private loans to get a $58,000 job. If you want to teach, the math says you must do it cheaply. Number 8, standalone communications and media, median salary at $60,000. Apart from broader business programs, standalone media and journalism degrees tell a harrowing story of industry disruption. Traditional media has contracted brutally over the last 15 years. The graduates who survive this category and hit the higher end of the spectrum are those who realize a harsh truth early. Being able to write a nice essay isn't a monetizable skill anymore. The communications majors who win at 40 are the ones who cross-trained, the ones who combine storytelling with data literacy, SEO analytics, or technical video production tools. If you don't blend media with metrics, you plateau at the floor. The mid-tier revelations, the great blue-collar overtake. Number 7, trade and vocational, median salary at $62,000. Here is the first massive shock to the system. Trade schools are systematically ignored by high school counselors because schools are ranked on college placement rates, not your child's financial success. While the median for all skilled trades sits at $62,000, licensed electricians, plumbers, and HVAC technicians in major metropolitan areas regularly pull in between $70,000 and $100,000. Master plumbers frequently out-earn high school teachers with master's degrees. Now look at the debt equation. A 2-year trade credential costs between $5,000 and $15,000. A 4-year university degree averages over $100,000 when you factor in housing. A plumber who starts earning at age 20 with 0 to 10 grand in debt is building wealth, investing, and buying real estate for a full 2 to 4 years before a university graduate even enters the market. Pay follows demand, and right now, America is facing a desperate structural shortage of people who know how to build things. Number 6, Humanities and Arts, median salary at $69,000. This is where the data delivers its biggest curveball, completely debunking the starving liberal arts major myth. Georgetown's report puts the mid-career median for humanities at $69,000, with history and philosophy majors climbing up to $73,000 and $82,000 respectively. How does a philosophy major, who starts out making a laughable $42,000 at graduation, end up out-earning communications and nursing majors by age 40. Because engineering and technical degrees see a 70% salary growth from starting to mid-career, but liberal arts graduates see a staggering 78% jump. Once you survive the difficult first decade of underemployment, technical skills begin to lose their premium, and management skills take over. In the executive suite, the ability to write clearly, synthesize complex arguments, and navigate corporate ambiguity is worth far more than narrow coding skills. The major is viable, but only if you don't overpay for the credential. Number 5. Social Sciences, median salary at $40,000, $72,000. This category, psychology, political science, sociology, presents the widest internal variance on the list. If you major in economics or political science and pivot into data analytics or corporate policy, you can quickly clear six figures by year 15. But if you major in psychology and stop at a bachelor's degree, you're looking at some of the toughest economic realities in the country. A bachelor's in psychology is not a terminal degree, it is a foundation for graduate school. Without a master's or a doctorate, your career ceiling is low, and your options are largely restricted to entry-level human resources or social work. If you choose this path, you must factor the cost of graduate school into your initial calculations. The upper crust, high ceilings and hidden burnout. Number 4. Healthcare professions, median salary at $40,000, $82,000. This category includes nursing, physical therapy, and health administration. While it sits below tech and corporate law in pure median dollars, healthcare systematically obliterates every other category on one specific metric: employment stability. Registered nurses boast a 94% employment rate within 6 months of graduation. They don't have the cultural cachet of Silicon Valley or Wall Street, and you won't see influencers romanticizing a 12-hour hospital shift on TikTok. But the financial floor here is remarkably high, and for specialized roles like nurse practitioners or nurse anesthetists, the ceiling reaches well over $150,000. It represents the single best combination of decent salary, absolute job security, and societal necessity on the entire list. Number 3. Business and finance, median salary at $40,000, $86,000. Business administration mid-career medians sit at $105,000, and finance or economic subfields regularly reach $130,000, overtaking several engineering sectors. But here is the catch-22. Business is the single most popular major in America by enrollment. That means the market is entirely saturated. A finance degree with elite internships from an Ivy League or a top-tier state school enters a completely different universe than the exact same degree from an unranked online university. The credential alone no longer moves the needle. What separates the business graduates who plateau at $60,000 from the ones who clear $130,000 isn't what they memorized in class. It's the corporate network and practical internships they built while earning it. Number 2. Law, median salary at $40,000, $91,000. Law requires a separate 3-year investment on top of your bachelor's, which completely changes the financial math. While partners at big corporate firms make millions, public defenders and family attorneys make significantly less, pulling the median down to $91,000. Here is the statistic law schools leave out of their brochures. The average law graduate carries $130,000 in student loan debt, and roughly 20% of them end up in positions that don't even require a JD. In law, institutional prestige matters more than in almost any other profession. A degree from a top 25 law school opens doors to lucrative corporate firms that can wipe out that debt in 3 years. A degree from an unranked, high-cost program often leaves you with the debt of a corporate executive and the salary of a social worker. The credential is real, the guarantee is a myth. Number 1. STEM, median salary at $40,000, $98,000. Science, technology, engineering, and math remains the undisputed heavyweight champion of American majors. Computer and chemical engineering graduates pull down a median of $82,000 straight out of school, and quantitative math majors hit $120,000 by mid-career. But look beneath the hood of the recruiting brochures. The freshman dropout rate inside engineering programs sits at a staggering 40%. Nearly half of the students who declare a STEM major switch out before graduation because the coursework is remorselessly difficult. Furthermore, STEM graduates report unusually high rates of clinical burnout. Software engineers, in particular, consistently rank as some of the highest paid yet most miserable workers in corporate America. STEM rewards the student who is genuinely wired for the logic of the work. If you force yourself into it purely for the paycheck, you're signing up for an incredibly stressful, expensive detour. When you look at this entire ranking at age 40, 2 undeniable truths slap us in the face. First, trade school beats an elite education or art degree at 40 when you factor in 20 years of zero debt compound interest. Second, humanities eventually beats the trades and nursing in median salary, completely defying what 90% of middle-class parents believe. What does this tell us? It means the old formula of pick a prestigious major, get a job, get rich is officially dead. The ultimate equation for midlife financial success comes down to three things: the utility of your major, the control of your student debt, and the practical experience you build outside the classroom. Choosing a high-paying major and funding it with $200,000 of high-interest debt is a mathematical disaster. Choosing a low-paying major because you love it, without an execution plan, is financial suicide. If this video showed you something your high school counselor or college admissions office never will, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a student or parent who needs a reality check. Now, I want to hear from you. What did you major in? What is your debt status? And where did it actually take your bank account at age 40? Let's get honest in the comments.